As of the day this video comes out, I am happy to report that I've spent my 2025 year completely dry. I haven't drank any alcohol. As of July, however, I will be breaking that streak. I've got several reasons for this that I'll elaborate on in a second, but ultimately, I'm cutting my dry year in half because I'm supposed to be going to Scotland in July. And I'm not going all the way to friggin' Scotland, the land of my people, and not trying home brews on tap. That's a once in a lifetime experience that I refuse to miss out on. I don't know how much alcohol they use in their cooking and haggis. Anyway, gonna try that too. But I don't want to deny myself when it comes to the realm of things that I can consume because of alcohol being in it, associated with it. I'm going to try all of the local brews, all of the, you know, country specialty foods that I can with my traveling companions, because that's what good, happy, healthy people do. And that, above all else, is what I endeavor to be. As a person, though, I work best in absolutes. Not drinking for all these months was easy because the line of thought going through my head is, I'm not drinking. Sobriety is the thing that I am doing. It is the fact of life. And trust me, I was tempted. Not like with a deep yearning all the time, but by other people, buying really yummy new cooler flavors and offering them to me to taste, just to have a sip. But I've had the willpower to deny myself. I even smelt some of them and did not take a sip. And I'm sure that many people listening to this wouldn't have considered a small taste that I've been offered because it's about, like, the flavor of the thing and not the fact that it's alcoholic or I'm drinking to drink, cheating. But like I said, I work in absolutes. It's all or nothing, and I haven't had a drop. That also means, though, that Scotland isn't going to work as just a free pass for me. Once the seal is broken, the seal is broken. And the reason I'm doing this, honestly, is that if I get all the way to Scotland, still on my sobriety streak, I know myself well enough that once I'm there, the sense of choice connected to that potentially perceivable failure might ruin my time. I might try and hold on to it, despite literally knowing that I never intended to stay sober for the rest of my life, and try to deny myself the genuine experience of Scottish culture that I want. So instead, I'm gonna break the streak some random given day before I go, so that it's not a problem. I'm not proud of myself for not drinking. Sobriety itself was never the point. It just gave me the distance that I needed to reassess my relationship with alcohol so that I can be more responsible drinking in future, which is what will make me proud. Over these dry months, I've learned some things, and that's taken me about as far as I can go on its own. No alcohol just means no alcohol. Being near alcohol doesn't beget alcohol so long as I'm still wired in my brain setting of no alcohol. The real challenge is going to be the allowance of some alcohol. Can some alcohol stay some alcohol and not canonically spiral into far too much alcohol? Since January, I've observed that the passive desire to drink alcohol doesn't actually come from within myself. By passive desire, I mean like cracking a cold one at the end of the day. There were a few times that I actually wanted a drink. Although I know if drinking had been an allowance, I'd have drank many more times as a result of social proximity. When you're not paying attention to it, which I was because I was actively saying no, people who drink casually consume a lot more coolers and beers than I think they realize. And I'm not here to shame. People can have a beverage with their dinner if they want. But personally, I don't see the point of having a cooler over a pop if it's not going to even give you a buzz. It's just extra calories for no reason, usually, because they're compensating for the taste. And mind you, I don't drink pop much either. In my life, I prefer cold water, black coffee, and straight gin because they all cut to the chase. So once alcohol is back on the table, I have to stay wary of not indulging just because other people are, because I know now that my natural state of being, I don't really want to be drinking anything that's not water all that often. So picking a cooler to quench my thirst is not it. That's what I'm saying. Speaking of which, I really thought going into this that my consumption of weed would increase to fill the void that alcohol left. But nope. So that was interesting and good to know, I guess. My overconsumption has nothing to do with substance outright. It's directly tied to the whatever conditioning I have with alcohol. And as for casual alcohol consumption, that's the sensation that I want. Being high can't replace it. It's not even remotely the same thing. Because when I do only have and stop at a couple beers, I just genuinely enjoy that. It's more than that. That's the problem. The few times over these 6 months that I did find myself wanting to drink, out of my own uninfluenced desire and not connected to a deep seated need in excess, it was on rainy days, when I had literally nothing better to do than to laze around and play video games. And maybe people would say that's also bad conditioning, but if I could manage my consumption appropriately, I think that's a perfectly fine thing to want to do. I miss having a responsible, fun time drinking and gaming, because when I would do that casually, like actually casually, I'd be too busy playing to actually keep a buzz going, so stopping for the night is then easy. Now, saying that, there were a couple times throughout the months that I missed drinking in the problematic sense, and there was a distinct difference. The few times I felt like I needed a drink, like, holy fuck, I want to get trashed right now levels of yearning. And that compulsion hit in response to certain external factors. As much as sometimes I get overwhelmed with life, or feel hopeless, have anxiety attacks, hate myself, or get episodes of sadness, none of those are what made me want to drink. In conjuncture with this, sure, but like, I don't know exactly how else to put this, but the actual common denominator that made me feel the need to get obliterated was when people were shitty to me, when I felt hurt by someone one way or another, when my partner wouldn't listen to me and had a bout of road rage despite knowing how traumatizing being in a vehicle is for me, when my housemates would do something so blatant that I can't fathom they didn't take into consideration how something would negatively affect me and have to assume that they actually just don't care. When I sat through a funeral sermon that spewed poorly disguised hate for my own blasphemous existence. Whenever I was made to feel small or worthless or just like really bad by something that someone else has done, I wanted to feel nothing instead. And yeah, that tracks with how drinking became a problem for me in the first place. So, also, though, you know what? I take back saying that I'm not proud of myself for any of this. I'm proud of myself for getting through that high emotion road rage incident scattered week of funeral stuff without drinking. It hit me hard with the desire to drink, and it was so close to the start of January, it would have been easy to just say fuck it and not done the resolution at all. But I got this far, and I guess that's something. Now, what I really need is to take that resolution and use it to be the chill, casual person who doesn't overdrink that I want to be. So that's my update on that, and the things I've learned about myself. Okay, bye.